Imagine finally boarding your dream flight. Everything's planned, everything's paid for, and then suddenly you're stopped at the gate, or worse, pulled off the plane mid-flight. It sounds extreme, but it happens more often than people realize, because on an airplane, even small mistakes can escalate fast into serious consequences you never saw coming. And the worst part? Most of the time, people think they are doing nothing wrong. So in this video, I'm going to show you the things you should never do on a plane, because some of these mistakes don't just ruin your trip. They can turn an ordinary flight into a complete nightmare. If you want more travel tips like this, hit subscribe. 1. Dress code disasters. You might think what you wear on a flight doesn't matter, but airlines take it more seriously than most people realize. Different airlines and even different destinations have their own dress standards. And yes, you can absolutely be denied boarding for what you're wearing. Clothing that's overly revealing, dirty, offensive, or even just considered inappropriate by the airline staff can get you stopped before you even step onto the plane. In some cases, even something as simple as flip-flops or certain types of shorts have caused passengers to be turned away, which surprises many travelers. And here's the tricky part. It's not always consistent. What's acceptable on one airline might not be okay on another, especially depending on the cultural expectations of your destination. So before you fly, it's always worth double-checking, because the last thing you want is your trip ending before it even begins, all because of an outfit choice. 2. Airplane mode isn't optional. We've all heard it before. Please switch your phone to airplane mode. But a lot of people still ignore it, thinking it's outdated or unnecessary in modern flights. Here's the truth. While your phone won't magically crash a plane, it can interfere with important onboard systems. Phones constantly search for signals, and in doing so, they emit radio waves. These waves can overlap with the frequencies used by aircraft equipment, especially during sensitive moments like takeoff and landing, when precision matters most. Think of it like trying to tune a radio station. If two signals overlap, everything becomes distorted. That's the last thing pilots need when they're navigating a plane or communicating with ground control. So yeah, airplane mode might feel like a small thing, but it plays a big role in keeping everything running smoothly and safely for everyone on board. 3. Don't mess with aircraft systems. This should go without saying, but you'd be surprised. Tampering with anything on a plane, especially systems like the PA announcement system, is a terrible idea. Even if it's meant as a joke or prank, interfering with aircraft systems can lead to serious legal consequences. We're talking fines, arrests, and possibly even being banned from flying in the future. Airplanes are not the place for experiments or jokes that involve equipment. Everything on board exists for safety, and messing with it puts everyone at risk, including yourself. It's simply not worth it. 4. The truth about trash on planes. Leaving your trash behind might seem harmless, but on a plane, it's a much bigger problem than you think. Flight attendants often only get paid during flight time, meaning cleaning up after passengers isn't always compensated. And what they find can be shocking. Old food, dirty diapers, and even things far worse that you wouldn't expect in a public space. Seat pockets in particular are known to be some of the dirtiest spots on the plane. So when you leave your garbage there, you're not just being inconsiderate, you're contributing to a seriously unhygienic environment for the next passenger. A simple rule: clean up after yourself. It makes a huge difference and shows basic respect for the crew and other travelers. 5. Dangerous animals on board. Yes, animals are allowed on some flights, but there's a big difference between a trained service animal and something completely inappropriate. In the past, people have tried to bring all kinds of animals on planes by claiming they're service animals. We're talking peacocks, pigs, and more. This led to chaos. Animals running loose, making noise, and even creating safety issues that disrupted entire flights. Even worse, there have been cases where passengers smuggled dangerous animals like snakes or spiders on board. Situations like these can quickly spiral out of control and even force emergency landings, putting everyone at risk. Air travel is stressful enough. You definitely don't want to add a loose animal into the mix or deal with unexpected chaos mid-flight. 6. What you drink matters. That refreshing cup of tea or coffee might not be as safe as it looks, especially when you're thousands of feet in the air. On many planes, the water used for hot drinks comes from onboard tanks, and those tanks aren't always as clean as you'd hope. Bacteria can build up over time, making tap-based drinks a risky choice for passengers. And then there's alcohol. Drinking at high altitude hits differently because of lower oxygen levels in the cabin. Even small amounts can make you feel dizzy or disoriented much faster than usual. Worse, getting drunk on a plane is actually illegal in many cases. And if things get out of hand, it can lead to serious consequences, including arrest or being restrained mid-flight. So when in doubt, stick to bottled drinks and pace yourself to avoid unnecessary trouble. 7. Lithium batteries can be dangerous. Your phone, laptop, or power bank, all of them likely contain lithium batteries. And while they're generally safe, they can become dangerous under the wrong conditions, especially in a pressurized environment. That's why airlines strongly recommend keeping them in your carry-on luggage, not in checked bags where they're harder to monitor. If a battery overheats or catches fire in the cabin, it can be handled quickly by the crew. But if it happens in the cargo hold, it's much harder to detect and control, making it far more dangerous for the entire aircraft. It's a small precaution that can prevent a major disaster and keep everyone on board safe. 8. Planes are germs everywhere. Airplanes might look clean, but they're full of hidden germs that most people never think about. Think about it. Hundreds of passengers, limited space, shared surfaces. It's the perfect environment for bacteria to spread quickly from person to person. Walking barefoot, using blankets without thinking, or touching surfaces without cleaning your hands can expose you to all kinds of unwanted germs. Even things like tray tables and armrests can be dirtier than you expect. A little awareness goes a long way. Keep your shoes on, sanitize your hands, and be mindful of what you touch throughout the flight. 9. Don't sleep during takeoff or landing. It's tempting to fall asleep as soon as you sit down, but timing matters more than you think. During takeoff and landing, the air pressure in the cabin changes rapidly. If you're awake, simple actions like swallowing or yawning help equalize the pressure in your ears and prevent discomfort. But if you're asleep, you can't do that, and that can lead to discomfort, or, in extreme cases, more serious issues like dizziness or even damage to your ears. So stay awake for those moments. Then sleep all you want afterward once the plane reaches cruising altitude. 10. Sitting too long can be risky. Long flights can be exhausting, and it's easy to just sit still for hours without thinking twice. But that can actually be dangerous for your health. When you stay seated too long without moving, your blood flow slows down. In some cases, this can lead to deep vein thrombosis, also known as blood clots forming in your legs. These clots can cause pain, swelling, and in severe cases, become life-threatening if they travel to your lungs. The solution is simple. Get up, stretch, and move around every now and then. Even small movements can make a big difference during long journeys. 11. Never joke about bombs or terrorism. This one should be obvious, but people still do it, thinking it's harmless or funny. Joking about bombs, explosives, or terrorism at an airport or on a plane is taken extremely seriously by authorities. Even if you're clearly joking, they are required to treat it as a real threat. That can lead to immediate arrest, questioning, and serious legal trouble that can follow you for years. So no matter how funny you think it might be, it's never worth it, and it can ruin your trip instantly. 12. Opening a plane door mid-flight. It sounds like something out of a movie, but yes, people have actually tried it in real life. The reality is, it's physically impossible to open a plane door while in flight due to the immense pressure difference between the inside and outside of the aircraft. The force holding it shut is far beyond human strength. But here's the thing, trying to do it is still a huge problem. It can cause panic among passengers, disrupt the flight, and lead to severe consequences once the plane lands. So even though it can't be done, attempting it is one of the worst decisions you could make on a plane. Air travel is one of the safest ways to explore the world, but only if everyone follows the rules and respects basic safety guidelines. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen on a flight? Drop your story in the comments below. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.